Okay, Shalom, giving all praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, Rakak Kwadash. Double honors to the apostles, the bishops, and the elders of Great Millstone, and salutation you Akim out there that push this word in truth and in sincerity. Hey, the Lord is just in all his ways. You know, I don't know if this is the same guy or the same group of guys that stole my converter from out of my Cadillac, you know, in which it cost me a substantial amount of money, but it happened in my woman's neighborhood, and she lived on Brook Avenue. I'm gonna leave it like that. So you know that neighborhood. That neighborhood is grimy. And she told me, because I wasn't there to witness it, I wasn't there to see it, but she told me some dude got caught trying to steal a converter out of a BMW, and the owner turned out to be a correction officer. And it was a few guys with him. So the guy that was stealing the converter out of the BMW, attempted to steal the converter out of the BMW, he had like 2 or 3 guys with him for backup for particular reasons. That's in case he get caught. They could jump the dude or, do what they got to do to get away. But just so happened that BMW, the dude was going to work early in the morning, because they do shit like that in the wee hours of the night when people are vulnerable in their bed sleeping. So they go do their wickedness in the wee hours of the night. And just so happened this guy worked at a particular hour, so he's getting up at the wee hours of the night to go to work, and caught them red-handed trying to steal his shit. So he approached them. They started getting, from what my woman is telling me, they started getting antsy and all crazy. So he pulled out on them, called police, and they got arrested. That's what my woman told me. She said that was happening a lot in her neighborhood. Cars was being vandalized by certain individuals. Now, what I found out when I went to get my car fixed, he said the guy that fixed my car was like, yeah, you have a lot of guys that come here. He said, I don't buy used Cadillac converters. Everything is brand new here in my store. So you have certain guys that will come here offering to sell the converter to me, but it has to be in a box where I can have, if my customer come to me and he has any problems, they got a warranty. So I don't buy shit off the street. But you have a lot of guys coming to him, selling certain things, and he don't buy them. And hey man, I have a few scriptures. This is my testimony. Hey, the Most High, hey, I put curses on those motherfuckers, man. If those are the same people that did it, because you have a lot of people doing that. So you never know who's doing what. But when you do harm come to you. Just so happened, they didn't get their asses handed to them, but they was held at gunpoint, and police was caught. From what my woman was telling me, they got held at gunpoint because the guy they was stealing this converter out of his BMW was a correction officer going to work, and they caught him in the very act. They didn't take the converter, but they was in the process of jacking his car up when he came out. And he approached them, and they tried to get physical, and he poured out on them. They backed down, he called the cops, and they all got arrested. It was 3 cats. In the same neighborhood where my woman lived at, where they jacked my shit. Could it be the same people? Only the Lord knows. My thing is this. They're off the streets for a little while, because selling a Cadillac converter is not really much. That's a misdemeanor probably. But Salaki for the rant, I just want to let you know what's going on. But I have a few scriptures. Abu Ratazayu Akimati will be edified. We're gonna get into the scriptures. This is this is the book of Sirach, chapter 7, verse 1. And it reads. It says, okay. Salaki real quick, let me get it. I got it right here. It says, the book of Sirach, chapter 7, verse 1. Do no evil, so show no harm come unto thee. When you out there committing wickedness, stealing Corollas, stealing cars, out there, because that's wickedness, man. It says, thou shalt not steal. That's one of the commandments. So you out there committing wickedness, a wicked act such as stealing, in certain countries, man, you get put to death for that, man. Or they chop off limbs. But in Esau society, it's a misdemeanor. You get bailed out or you get released on your own recognizance and you go out there and do the same madness again. That's how Esau's kingdom is set up, a wicked kingdom, man. So this is back in the book of Sirach, chapter 7, verse 1. Do no evil, show no harm come to thee. Depart from the unjust, and iniquity shall turn away from thee. When you depart from niggas that's out there doing wickedness, when you separate yourself from men that lack understanding, from men, bloody men, that like to commit crimes and do wickedness, commit adultery, and things of that nature, when you separate yourself from them people, man, things don't happen. It only happens to the wicked, man. It says, my son, so not, verse 3, my son, second address, it's like second address on my mind. The book of Sirach, chapter 7, verse 3, my son, so not upon it says, my son, so not upon the fowls of unrighteousness, and thou shalt not reap them sevenfold. Amen. You got to understand something, man. I'm going to read it again so it can sink in. Seek not, it says, my son, sow not upon the fowls of unrighteousness, out there committing all kind of wicked acts, committing adultery, gang banging, drug dealing, scheming, robbing, murdering, doing all manners of wickedness. That's sowing on the fowls of wickedness, man. It says, my son, sow not upon the fowls of of unrighteousness, and thou shalt not reap them sevenfold. Because you out there on the highways we were out there in the world, and not on the highways and the byways doing the work of the Lord, but doing the opposite out there in the world, committing all kind of wickedness, doing that which is not right in the eyes of the Most High, and you're going to reap it sevenfold. And in the case of these guys, hard-working individuals going to work, paying their bills, what you're doing, going around, scoping out neighborhoods where you could take converters from different cars, man, and sell them to these different shops for money instead of getting a goddamn job. That's why the Most High got a special death for you niggas, man. Zechariah 13:8 holds correct for the 2/3 of you niggas, man. Because they're going to be cut off and you're going to die. You're going to perish, man. And how? And how? Let me get this real quick. This is Ezekiel chapter. This is one of my favorite scriptures I like to bring out. 21 verse 9 on down to 12, because this fits perfectly for the wicked ass niggas that's out there committing all kind of wicked acts. Now, when my woman told me this, she was like, oh, by the way, she told me this last night. Oh, by the way, I don't know if it's the same guys, but some guy caught 3 individuals trying to jack in his car, but at the same time he coming out. Now imagine that. Imagine this. You coming out your house and you see a car next to your car and you see some wicked ass niggas jacking your car up to steal your shit. One dude looking out, one dude jacking the car, one dude got the blade to cut the fucking converter. And you approach them. They try to get physical. You pull out because you're a correction officer. They didn't anticipate that. That's why it's 3 or 4. So they go try to overwhelm you so they can get away. But this dude pulled out a gun, held him at gunpoint until police came. Now they're locked up, but for how long? That's why the Most High got a special death for you niggas, man. You niggas that's not right. And it was all Dominican niggas, man. Dominican cats doing this shit, man. Robbing motherfuckers of their converter because it got special, you know, it got special, how can I say, it has different resources in there that is special and valuable. So what they do, they steal it and sell them. Some mechanic shops take them, some don't. So this is Ezekiel chapter 21, verse 9. Son of man, prophesy and say, thus saith the Lord. Say a sword is sharpened, and Esau is sharpening that sword. And to be truthful, you got a lot of illegal motherfuckers in America that don't have a job, that came over here illegally, that don't want a job, and their only means is to go out there and commit crimes to put food on the table. So you victimizing people in the same state, in the same situation you in. That's probably perhaps living paycheck to paycheck. Or have a few dollars saved up, but not enough to afford to pay for certain things that you're doing, that you're inflicting on them. So I understand what this devil, this cruel Lord is doing, which is Donald Trump, man. I understand what he's doing. Want to rid America of the undesirables, the people that come in across the border and they committing crimes. And they're not going to white neighborhoods, they're going into the neighborhoods that are less protected, and they're committing these crimes. That shit would never happen. I'm not going to say it would never happen in my neighborhood where I live at, but the chance that's happening is slim to where I was at. But the Lord got a special death for you niggas, man. Back in Ezekiel 21, verse 9, Son of man, prophesy, and that's what we do week in and week out. We put up videos throughout the week, and we prophesy of the downfall of Esau. We prophesy of the destruction of this society and Jacob's trouble. But who's listening? Only the elect is going to listen. The 2/3 is going to listen when all hell is breaking loose and they want to seek answers, but they ain't going to find them. That's when they're going to take heed, but it's going to be too late. It's going to be too fucking late. Ezekiel 21 verse 9, Son of man, prophesy and say, thus saith the Lord, say a sword is sharpened and also furbished. Esau in these mountain retreats, practicing for the hour of martial law. Esau, the so-called white man, them UN troops, them Gurkha troops, the National Guards, they all practicing for that day, man. For the day of martial law. They got their marching orders. They got their marching orders. They know. When they get that call, they're gonna descend upon the neighborhoods and take them over. But Jake ain't ready for that, man. Jake is too blinded with started with the nigger woman, black girls, I'm saying, hot girl summer. And with the Jake, with Jake men out there that's being degenerates. They're not ready for what's coming because they have no clue. But meanwhile, while you clueless, while you are in a daze, while you feel you doing your own thing, Esau is sharpening that sword. It says, verse 10, it is sharpened to make a sore slaughter. During the time of martial law, 2nd Ezra, the 15th chapter, the 14th verse, it is sharpened to make a sore slaughter. Because Esau don't bear the sword in vain, man. He was given that blessing for a reason. And he's going to take total advantage of giving that sword, of that blessing of the sword. It says, it is sharper to make a sore slaughter. It is furbished that it may glitter. Should we then make mirth? We're not in a time of hot girl summer. We're not in a time of planning your vacations in the summer, what you want to do. Virginia Beach, Myrtle Beach, wherever you plan on going. Miami Beach, whatever you plan on doing. We're not in that time. It's like now, all of a sudden, I'm coughing. Spirits, man. It says, it is sharper to make a sore slaughter. It is furbished that it may glitter. Should we then make mirth? It containeth the rod of my son, and as I'm saying, son, as every tree. Verse 11, and he have given it, who's he? Yahweh, why Yahweh Shah? And he have given it to be furbished, that it may be handled. This sword is sharpened, and it is furbished to give it to the hands of the slayer. Who is the slayer? Esau, Edom. Why you think King David in Psalm 17 verse 13 prayed to the Lord to deliver him from the wicked, which is thy sword, which is the left hand of the Most High? You got to understand something. The Lord appointed 4 kinds of deaths for you niggas, man. The Lord appointed 4 kinds of deaths for you niggas, man. And what's prepared for you? Famine, being slain by the sword, being torn by teeth of wild beasts. That's waiting for you. I mean, I'm going to prove that. There's no escaping the judgments of the Lord, man. This is Jeremiah chapter 15, verse 1. I'm going to start at 1. Then said the Lord unto me, though Moses and Samuel stood before me, yet my mind could not be toward this people. Cast them out of my sight and let them go forth. That happened in 70 AD. How did the Lord cast us out of his sight? Through the despoiler. Because he scattered us off the 4 corners of the earth. To this very day, Amalekites and Ishmaelites is dwelling in the land of Israel. Ishmaelites and Amalekites are dwelling in the land of Israel. Both heathen nations, and they fighting over that land. It's neither one of their lands, it's our land. But guess what? We have been cast out. Pursuant to Jeremiah 15 verse 1. Read it again. It says, then said the Lord Yahweh unto me, though Moses represent the law, and Samuel represent the prophets, stood before me, yet my mind could not be towards this people. Cast them out of my sight and let them go forth. 70 AD, the despoiler. Jake fleeing. Because it was only the southern kingdom there, Judah, Benjamin, and Levi. The Northern Kingdom is ready in Americas already. In order for you to understand this history, you have to understand the mystery of what happened. And that's a lesson for another time. It says, in Jeremiah 15, verse 2, and it shall come to pass, if they say unto thee, whither shall we go? Whither shall we go forth? Then thou shalt tell them, thus saith the Lord Yahweh, such as are for death to death, and such as for the sword to the sword. Simple. The Lord orchestrated 4 kinds of deaths for you niggas, man. We're going to get deeper into it. It says, and such as for the famine to the famine, starving to death, being shot down by a gun. The modern day being shot down by a sword, the modern day sword is the gun. There's no excuse for what's going on because you're all heard because social media is vast. Whether it's TikTok, you got brothers on TikTok, you got certain brothers. I don't have a Facebook account, but you got certain brothers that got Facebook accounts, Instagram. So there's videos, Rumble, Odyssey. There's no excuse. YouTube is the main platform. There's no excuse. So you have ran across an Israelite video from different sects of Israel, IUIC, ICPK, Great Millstone. There's no excuse. You ran across a video, you learned this truth, whether you was a scoffer or a scorner, but guess what? The Lord have you in the trick bag, man. The deceive and the deceiver are the most highs, man. So you thinking you doing something prolific and coming up against men of the Lord? No, you coming up against the Most High Yahweh while Yahweh shy. So continue in your folly, thinking you doing something. Continue in your works of folly, thinking you doing something against the men of the Lord. No, you're doing that against Yahweh while Yahweh shy, who set up his men to go out there in the highways and the byways and to preach this word, man. Whether you will hear, whether you will forbear, pursuant to Ezekiel 3:17, man. So continue in your folly. Continue doing what you're doing out there in the streets, man. Robbing, stealing, drug dealing, committing adultery. Continue doing that. Continue in your folly and see where it leads you. Because you're going to be destroyed. Because like I'm reading right now, in Jeremiah 15, verse 2, and it shall come to pass, if they say unto thee, where shall we go forth? Then thou shalt tell them, thus saith the Lord Yahweh, such as are for death to death, and such as are for the sword to the sword, and such as for the famine to famine, and such as for the famine to famine, and such as for the captivity to captivity. Because some of you going to die from famine, which is lack of food. They're going to starve to death. Some of you going to get shot down, shot to death by Esau or another wicked-ass nigga such as yourself. And some of you going to be carted head first into a concentration camp. We're going to be offered that MOTB. And chances are, if you're not a part of the elect, you're going to take it. Because none of the electors are going to take that chip, man. And I'm hoping and praying that I'm a part of the elect. It's just that simple, man. If you're not a part of the elect, that's your ass, man. Because judgment is coming. Yahweh Shah will crack them skies, bringing death, destruction, and deliverance, whether you believe it or not. Whether you think it's a fairy tale, whether you think it's some bullshit or not, the Lord's going to come and deliver his elect. And I believe in these scriptures wholeheartedly. I believe in Yahweh, why Yahweh Shah, wholeheartedly, man. And those who don't believe, when it's all said and done, hey, Like King David prayed to the Lord. This truth will be a snare unto the unbelievers, or to these wacky-tacky Christians that's in these churches, these black churches that believe in Jesus Christ, that's holding on to that Jesus Christ plantation Christianity doctrine. It's going to be a snare unto y'all. You're going to get caught up. See if you call on Jesus or Buddha or Allah, see if that deliver you. The men that's upright in the spirit, that's a part of the elect, that's going to call on Yahweh, while Yahweh Shai, they're going to be delivered. But see if your bitch ass be delivered, calling on Jesus. Plantation Christianity, white man Jesus. See if you be delivered. I'm waiting. This is Psalm chapter 69, verse 22. And it reads, let their table, which is this truth, be a snare, which is a trap, unto them. Because they read the Bible, but don't understand the Bible. Don't understand the breakdown because the Holy Spirit is not dealing with them. The Lord is not dealing with them. They don't have the Holy Spirit to discern and to break down this truth. They don't have the Holy Spirit with them. So therefore, they read in the Bible, not understanding it, and it become a snare unto them. Dig that. Dig how the Most High worked. It says, and it's a prayer of King David, which was a king and a prophet. It says, let their table, which is this truth, which is the Bible, become a snare unto them, and that which should have been for their welfare, let it become a trap. This Bible, this truth, because you got a bunch of scoffers and scorners out there talking shit, mainly on TikTok. A bunch of nigger women, a bunch of effeminate men talking shit. Why? Because of the fact that they don't know anything. They're too stupid to realize that they stupid. They're too dumb to realize they dumb because they fucking dumb. Talking about these wacky-tacky Christians. It says, let their eyes be darkened that they see not, and make their loins continue to shake. Pour out that indignation upon them, and let that wrathful anger take hold on them. Let their habitation be desolate, and let none dwell in their tents, man. And that's directed towards the 2/3 of you Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans that reject Yahweh, while Yahweh Shai, that come up against the prophets of the Lord, starting with the apostles on down. You don't think you're going to pay? Continue to scoff and scorn. Continue to put your videos up talking shit. See where it gets you. Continue. You dumb niggas. And as far as them niggas, them dumb in the cans that stole my converter, if that was the same people, may they get their just due. But I got my car back on the road through the grace and the power of Yahweh, by Yahweh Shai, thanks to the apostles. And I'm good now. But it ain't gonna go well for them niggas that did that shit. You people have not a clue of how the Lord works, man. You don't have a clue of how the Lord works. They don't know. That's why you do the things you do. Thinking you're good. Thinking you're good, but guess what? Guess what? You're gonna be taken. You're gonna be taken, and they're gonna be taken in a great number, man. This is 2nd Ezra chapter 5, verse 1. Oh, let me just slack it real quick. This is nevertheless. Second Ezra chapter 5, verse 1 of the book of Sirach. No, it's like it. Second Ezra chapter 9, verse 1. 5 verse 1. Slakia. Nevertheless, as concerning the tokens, which is signs, behold, the days shall come that they which dwell upon earth shall be taken in a great number. And you see AI, artificial, life forms, AI. See all these videos. You got to be careful because they could frame you. And you could be taken by that, deceived by that. Also, deceived by the ways of these churches with their philosophies. And that's how you're going to be taken. It says, Second Ezra chapter 5, verse 1. Nevertheless, as concerning the tokens, which are signs, behold, the days shall come that they which dwell upon earth shall be taken in a great number. And the way of truth shall be hidden, and the land shall be barren of faith. The only ones that truly believe in Yahweh Yahweh Shah are the elect. None else, man. The 2/3 believe in Jesus Christ and they bullshit. Allah, Buddha, whatever they believe in. Only the elect believes in Yahweh Yahweh Shah, man. The true living power. And his son, which is our Savior. The rest are blind. They're gone, man. And the Lord sent that delusion out there pursuant to Isaiah chapter 6, verse 9 on down to 12, man. The Lord sent the angel out there to blind certain individuals so they can't get this truth because they have been rejected. So you receive this truth and the understanding, give glory and praise to Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai that he didn't reject you. And pray that you are part of the elect because he could take this from you too. And that's a scary thing. He could bring you into this truth and cast you away. And you don't want that. So you constantly pray, like the Apostle Bakar always bring out, constantly pray and pray that you're a part of the elect. Simple. Easy. It says, but iniquity, which is sin upon sin, 2 Ezra 5 and 2, but iniquity shall be increased above that which now thou seest, or that thou hast heard long ago. Because during the time when this was published, it was iniquity and when wickedness is sin, but now it's on a higher level. So we got to be extra careful out there. Because wickedness and sin is on a higher level right now, man. It is what it is, man. It is what it is. It says, and the land that thou seest now to have root shall thou see wasted suddenly by thermonuclear destruction and constantly fire from them chariots when Yahweh shall crack them skies, man. But before that, you got to understand something. 2 Ezra chapter 8, verse 50. For many great miseries shall be done to them that in the latter time shall dwell in the works. They have walked in great pride. So you have people that's walking in great pride, not knowing that miseries and troubles are awaiting them in the near future. And that's something that you got to understand, man. That's something that you got to really realize. Because if you don't, going back to 2 Ezra 5 and 1, you're going to be taken. You're going to get caught up. And you're going to receive that force source, death is the most I put upon Israel, man. Hey, so you know what? I'm going to close it out. But my thing is, if them dudes were the one, because I put curses on those motherfuckers. If they were the one that stole my converter out of my car, and they tried it to some other nigga, and the dude happened to be a correction officer, it was a BMW they was trying to take the converter out of, and he caught them, had them at gunpoint, until police came, and they got arrested. Hey, maybe a misdemeanor, but now they're not doing it to other people, hardworking people, that maybe don't have it to buy it, because them converters are very expensive, man. People don't know that. It is what it is, though, man. So I'm gonna end it giving all praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakah Kwadash. Double honor to the apostles, the bishops, and the elders of Great Millstone, and salutation you Akim out there that puts this word in truth and in sincerity. Shalom.